Hey guys, what is up? It is the Fast Break Report here, bringing you guys a bit of a impromptu video because Myles Turner is no longer a Pacer, and I had a feeling this was gonna happen. Nobody wanted to fucking believe me and Board and Ready Jones, but you know, it is what it is. I mean, it's hard being at the top. You know what I'm saying? It's hard up here, man. It's hard knowing shit, and everybody just looks at you like you're a fucking dumbass all the time. But guess who was right? I actually called this. I called this a month or two ago. I was like, don't count the Bucks out. Okay, the OGs know. I called this like a month or two ago, and I was right. So I want to talk about this. My opinion on this might not be what you're expecting, but I am going to defend Myles Turner in one aspect here. But when Brook Lopez signed his contract to go to the Clippers, I had a feeling this was kind of in the works. And the reason I say that is because really you can only play a stretch big next to Giannis. And Myles was like the only free agent on the market that like fits the bill of like a stretch big that would have worked in that situation. Apparently, the Milwaukee Bucks are waiving Damian Lillard and stretching out his remaining $113 million he's owed over the next 5 seasons, which leads me to believe Damian Lillard's done as a player. I just feel like that the Achilles injury is maybe not healing the way they had anticipated, and the situation with Giannis really didn't work out the way they expected anyway. It's been underwhelming, to say the least. And now, I don't know if this is a sign and trade situation. I've been hearing rumors that it involves Kyle Kuzma. I could be wrong. I don't know the details on that yet. It's kind of still a developing thing at the moment as I'm making this video. But I'm just, part of me is happy and part of me is kind of fucked up over it. And the reason I say that is because I'm happy, but I'm not happy. So I'm happy because I no longer have to hear the Myles Turner fanboys in my fucking comment section anymore saying, Myles fits the system. Hold on. Myles fits the system. Myles stretches the floor. I'm tired of that shit. I am so fucking glad this is over. I feel like Born Ready Jones and I are the only people on YouTube who are like, over the past couple years, were like, Myles Turner does not fit what this team needs. Like, yeah, he might fit the offense and the pace of what we do, but we're 28th out of 30 teams in rebounding. I don't know how many times I gotta say it. He does not, like, he might fit the system, but what we need defensively as far as a rebounding aspect and just a post-scoring big, he doesn't fit the bill for that. And Pascal Siakam can stretch the floor now. Okay? Pascal Siakam is shooting over 40% from 3. So I don't really know what else you want. Like, it just, to me, it seemed kind of inevitable that Myles Turner was going to leave. And the reason I say that is because since Halliburton got injured in Game 7, I knew Herb Simon was not paying the luxury tax. Okay? This motherfucker doesn't like to pay the luxury tax on a good year, never mind a bad year. So, that being said, I do want to defend Myles Turner here. The front office offered him a 3-year, $60 million contract, and it never exceeded $60 million. That is $20 million a year for Myles Turner. And as much as I don't like Myles Turner, and I don't like his fit for the team, that is a low-ball fucking offer. Okay, I'm just gonna call it what it is. That is a low-balling ass offer for Myles Turner. If it was like $24-25 million a year, that was understandable. I knew there was no way they were paying him 30. Okay, like, especially with the Halliburton injury and all this other stuff. I made a video like right after the NBA Finals talking about like what do the Pacers do now, and I said it. I was like, Herb Simon is not paying the luxury tax for a team that is not a championship contender. All right? That's just how he is with money. Like, if you want to be mad at anybody, be mad at Herb Simon because he lowballed the ever-living piss out of Myles Turner. Okay? I will defend Myles in that situation, okay? 3 years, $90 million was a real possibility, but 3 years, 60? 3 years, 60 is, like, that's insulting. Like, I'm just going to call it what it is. Like, I understand why Myles Turner left. That is an insulting offer. $25 million a year, I could have got behind. I could have been like, okay, that's a reasonable offer. But once they extended their qualifying offer to Isaiah Jackson, moving up in the draft, it seemed like they were trying to go after Ryan Kalkbrenner and didn't end up getting him. Then they picked up their option on Tony Bradley. It just, everything kind of pointed, like the Brook Lopez going to the Clippers. Everything kind of pointed that, like, Milwaukee is doing something, and I feel like it, like, with Myles Turner specifically, being that he wanted to stay in Indiana, the idea that we didn't get the announcement of an agreement on a contract sooner was starting to raise flags to me as well. I was like, Myles wants to stay in Indiana. Like, this was a deal I expected to be done, like, right after Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Like, I thought it was going to be announced that, like, he was immediately coming back. And then it kept taking longer, and days, and, like, day after day after day would go by, and I'm like, maybe Myles isn't coming back. And so he got a 4-year deal worth $107 million from the Milwaukee Bucks with a 15% trade kicker in it for next year. So it's very obvious that Milwaukee really wanted him. I knew they would really want him, mostly because if Brook Lopez is old as shit, and Brook Lopez is not what he used to be, and the Bucks are trying to put something around Giannis to keep him in Milwaukee. They did bring in Gary Harris. They did bring in Gary Trent Jr. back. Or did they bring Gary Trent Jr. back? I think they did. They brought back Kevin Porter Jr., which was a good move. He's been a solid player for them. But it's just the idea, like, this team, the Milwaukee Bucks, are still trying to be competitive. Like, and honestly, waiving Damian Lillard, I understand that sucks, and Giannis is likely not happy with it, but it had to be done if you wanted to bring in Myles Turner. And I kept saying this, okay? And nobody wanted to believe me when I made the video. When it came to Milwaukee, I was like, Lopez is going to be gone. That's $30 million off the books. If they can find a way to create more cap space, they could pursue Myles Turner. Now, did I expect them to waive Damian Lillard to create that fucking cap space? No, I did not. Okay, let me just put that out on Front Street. I didn't know that was the move they were going to make. Because I thought they were going to try to do a Damian Lillard, Myles Turner, Giannis Antetokounmpo type thing. And that's what I was anticipating. I did not anticipate them waiving Damian Lillard. So just know, like, I had this kind of down pat. Like, that was a place that made sense for Myles to go to. And Milwaukee just paid him way more money than... I actually think they paid him more money than he's even worth, if we're being honest. But I understand it. Like, the fit makes sense. The fit with Milwaukee for Myles Turner makes sense, where in Indiana, it does not. All right? Now, Indiana is pursuing other centers. They're trying to trade for a guy like Nick Richards. Walker Kessler's probably a guy they're looking at as well. There's a lot of moving pieces to this. I do know this. The Pacers are obviously in the market for a starting center. DeAndre Ayton now becomes a real possibility. Hate to break it to you, but DeAndre Ayton is now a real possibility. And he wants to play with Tyrese Halliburton anyway. We know Ayton wants to play with him. There's injury concerns and stuff like that. I understand that. But Ayton is like a legitimate fucking center, okay? Myles Turner isn't, it's not that he's not a legitimate center, it's just he's better suited playing like the power forward position, or on, like, he's better suited as a catch and shoot big man, where we're a team that desperately needs rebounding, and Myles Turner was not going to provide that. So I'm just going to say this, I'm happy, all right? Like, Myles Turner was the longest tenured Pacer on the roster. I felt like it was time to move on from him a while ago. Myles Turner never became the guy that we wanted him to be. I think he is going to... I think the system in Milwaukee will benefit him a lot more than the system in Indiana. That's just my opinion, because you have Giannis Antetokounmpo, who's going to like create opportunity for him, whereas Tyrese Halliburton's injured for a year, so one season is essentially kind of a wash. Like, there's no way you're winning a championship next year without Halliburton. So I think a lot of these things played into that. But all I'm going to say is this: don't ever fucking doubt my opinions ever again, because the only people who believed in me were Bucks fans. When I made that video about Myles Turner potentially becoming a Milwaukee Buck, the only people who believed in me were Bucks fans. Pacers fans are like, nah, Myles is a Pacer for life. I kept telling you, I've been telling you all season, do not take Myles Turner's loyalty for granted. And what did the front office do? They took his loyalty for granted. They lowballed the fucking shit out of him. Like, I as much as I don't like Myles Turner, as much as I don't think he's a fit for the team, 3 years, $60 million is a lowball offer. Now, I will say this, he did not play that well during the playoffs. Giving me 10-4 in the NBA Finals is kind of embarrassing. I've said it time and time again. I'm tired of seeing centers get drafted in the NBA draft, and within a year or two, it looks like they're just as good as Myles Turner, if not better. Chet Holmgren, perfect example. A guy who gave Myles Turner a run for his money in the NBA Finals and hasn't been in the league, 2 or 3 years? I mean, this is what I'm talking about. So, I know people are upset. People are going to be upset with me. They're going to be upset with Born Ready Jones. They're going to be upset with the front office. They're going to be upset with Herb Simon. I get it. But understand this is a chance for our new era in Indiana Pacers basketball history, okay? This is a chance for them to get a center that actually can do the things we need to do. Myles Turner fits the offense, but he doesn't do the things we need a center to do. And that's always been my niche. If you've been around on this channel for a long time, you'll know I've been saying these things about Myles Turner for 4 or 5 years now. Like, I started this channel hating on Myles Turner. Like, you can go back to some of my first videos ever, and when it comes to Myles Turner, like, there are videos out there that are absolutely brutal of me just ripping Myles Turner. But it's just the idea, while Myles Turner fits the system, Myles Turner is not what we need, okay? He might fit the offense, but he doesn't fit what we need him to do on offense, okay? Yeah, he fits the catch and shoot big thing, you know, he fits he fits the offense in a sense that he's a big that runs the floor, he can trail, he can shoot the three and block shots, but we saw it in the finals, if that three-point shot is not falling, Myles Turner is essentially fucking unplayable. So, I don't know, man. I told you guys. I tried to tell you. Nobody listened to me. And now I get the last laugh, you know? So I'm not trying to be a dick about it, but it's just the idea, like, I saw this coming. Like, I saw this coming a month or two ago. I was like, bro, like, especially after the Halliburton injury, I'm like, there's no fucking way Herb Simon's paying the luxury tax for a team that's gonna maybe struggle to be a playoff team. Like, not a cold chance in hell. Maybe some other owners will do it, but Herb Simon has shown us that he will not pay the luxury tax unless this team is a championship contending level team. And with Halliburton getting injured with an Achilles injury, we had 3 guys go down with Achilles injuries this year. James Wiseman, Isaiah Jackson, and Tyrese Halliburton. There was not a cold chance in hell that Herb Simon was paying that luxury tax. And the 3-year, $60 million offer shows that, because that's the only cap space we had was $20 million. So, I don't know, man. I know there's going to be fans that are really upset, but at the end of the day, you know what? Maybe it's for the better. You know what? Myles gets to go to a situation in Milwaukee where he's going to thrive. He's going to look really good in Milwaukee with Giannis Antetokounmpo drawing double teams and him being able to knock down 3-point shots, because that's kind of his wheelhouse. Outside of that, there's not a whole hell of a lot more there, other than maybe blocking the occasional shot. But at the end of the day, it's going to be what it's going to be. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. A like helps me out. Subscribe if you guys want to see more on the Fast Break Report. And I'm out of this motherfucker. Peace, guys.